A collapsing room becomes a harrowing challenge for a man attempting to solve a puzzle and escape the impending danger. Just 3 days earlier, Zoe, a shy physics student, attended a lecture on the quantum Zeno effect theory. Her professor challenges her to break out of her shell during the Thanksgiving break. Meanwhile, Ben, a frustrated stock boy with a smoking habit, is seen in the collapsing room, haunted by his boss's refusal to promote him. On the other hand, Jason is a dynamic stockbroker admired by his co-workers for his go-getter lifestyle. Each of them receives a puzzle box from a trusted acquaintance, Zoe's professor, Ben's boss, and Jason's client. Upon solving the puzzles, a mysterious invitation leads them to the Minos escape room, promising a $10,000 reward for a successful escape. War veteran Amanda, former miner Mike, and escape room enthusiast Danny arrive and join Zoe, Ben, and Jason in what appears to be a waiting area. When Ben tries leaving the room to smoke, the door handle breaks off, locking the inside and revealing an oven temperature gauge. After Mike finds a copy of Fahrenheit 451, Zoe sets the temperature to 451 Eve. Embedded heat panels progressively turn on, bringing the room to increasingly hot temperatures, causing panic among all except Danny, who refuses to believe the heat is authentic. Zoe notices Amanda's uneasiness and tries to calm her with water from the water cooler. The group receives a phone call advising them to follow posted rules. Spotting a sign emphasizing the use of coasters for drinks, Zoe and the group discover that pushing down on 6 coasters simultaneously opens an escape vent to the next room. In a swift sequence, Jason manages to escape first, closely followed by Mike and Amanda. Zoe, quick on her feet, realizes that filling a glass with water can effectively hold down a coaster, providing her with the means to escape. A sense of urgency sets in as Ben and Danny work frantically to cover all the coasters with glasses. However, their efforts are impeded when Amanda, in her thirst, consumes a glass of water. With time ticking away and not enough water available, Ben ingeniously empties his flask into the final glass, just in time for both him and Danny to escape. Their narrow escape unfolds against the backdrop of a room that succumbs to flames moments after their exit. In a mountain cabin, the group, barring Danny, grows concerned at how real the game is becoming. The cameras in each room do nothing when the group needs help. Jason seeks a 7-lettered name connected to You'll Go Down in History to unlock the cabin door. Ben has a flashback where he was driving with friends singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer just before a head-on collision. Ben gives Rudolph the code, and the group exits and enters frigid temperatures on a frozen stream, just as the cabin doors and windows lock shut. Searching their surroundings, Jason locates a door needing a key, and the others find compass, fishing rod, magnet, and ice fishing hole. Jason grows concerned when he recognizes a red parka. The group finds and takes turns wearing to stay warm. The team discovers a key encased in a block of ice. In an attempt to retrieve Ben's lighter for melting the ice, Danny plunges into the freezing water, but tragically drowns along with the lighter. The group is devastated by Danny's loss, realizing the calculated nature of his death as he falls while reaching for the lighter. Concerned about hypothermia, Jason persuades the group to huddle together, utilizing their combined body heat to melt the ice. Despite successfully obtaining the key, Jason faces disappointment as the locked door fails to open. In a daring move, the group escapes across a stream through a new door, just as the remaining ice collapses beneath them. The third room is an inverted bar with pool tables. As the group enters, they feel the entire room elevate to a new altitude. They notice a door, without a doorknob. Mike thinks the 8-ball missing from the pool table must be the doorknob hidden somewhere in the bar. A telephone cord drops from the ceiling, and the call warns the group to watch their steps. Music begins to play, followed by an ear-piercing dial-up sound. Each time the sequence is repeated, a portion of the floor falls away. Amanda climbs the wall behind the bar and finds a safe with a 4-digit code. The group finds the numbers they need in a sliding tile puzzle, solved by Zoe but cannot open the safe. Zoe briefly falls unconscious and has a flashback to a plane crash where she was the lone survivor left upside down while everyone was strapped to their seat. All pieces of the floor fall, and Mike, Ben, Jason, and Zoe congregate near the exit. Zoe tells Amanda to enter the numbers inverted and in reverse to replicate the room conditions. Amanda successfully unlocks the 8-ball but cannot safely climb across to join the group. Sacrificing herself, Amanda manages to throw the 8-ball to Jason, just as she plummets to her death. The group enters a hospital ward with beds reminiscent of the ones each player occupied after being declared the sole survivor of life-threatening incidents. Zoe from a plane crash, Mike as the lone miner rescued following a cave-in, Ben, who lost all friends in a drunk driving accident, and Jason, found by the Coast Guard after a boat accident in frigid waters with his college roommate. The grim stories continue as the group learns about Danny's family, coming to carbon monoxide poisoning, and Amanda being the sole survivor of an IED blast in Iraq. It dawns on the survivors that their arrival at the escape room wasn't a mere coincidence, but a result of deliberate planning. The game was meticulously designed to test who among the lucky survivors would emerge as the luckiest. As the realization sinks in, they begin to discern that various aspects of the game are intricately modeled after the traumatic events of their lives. A TV broadcast states the group has 5 minutes to live unless they put their heart into it. When time is up, the room will be filled with poison gas. Jason, Ben, and Mike locate an EKG machine to find the optimal heart rate that will lead to the next room. Zoe, wanting to outsmart the game makers, employs the thinking of the quantum Zeno effect and disables all the cameras in the room with the hope of finding a way out. Believing a high heart rate will save the group, Jason inadvertently kills Mike by blasting him several times with a defibrillator. Once poisonous gas begins to leak into the room, Jason hooks himself up to the EKG and lets the poison lower his rate to below 50 BPM. The pathway to the next room opens, and Jason and Ben escape, but Zoe refuses to follow along. Wrong, purportedly collapsing and dying after disabling the final camera. Jason and Ben enter the 5th room with walls and furniture decorated by optical illusions. Enraged at how Jason callously killed Mike and did not bother helping Zoe, Ben feels Jason was not a sole survivor by choice. Given his behavior in the game, Ben guilt Jason into admitting he deliberately killed his roommate at sea for himself to survive using the red parka. When opening a hatch leading to the next room, Jason and Ben are contaminated by a hallucinogenic substance. Ben finds the antidote injection intended for one recipient, and the two fight to the death. Jason breaks Ben's leg but is killed on impact when Ben kicks him into a table corner. Ben escapes into the final room. The final room returns to the opening sequence of events in the film. Ben manages to contain the flames in the fireplace and uses it as a crawl space to avoid being crushed. He emerges in the final space and is greeted by the game master who designs the escape rooms. The game master explains the purpose of the game, revealing a connecting theme that picks the competitors, for example, college athletes, lone survivors, etc., followed by individuals betting on winners. Ben hopes he may now leave having won, but the game master tries to kill Ben to stop the game's secrets from being revealed. Zoe manages to survive by taking an oxygen mask from the hospital bed and connecting its tubing through one of the openings created by the disabled cameras. Feigning death. When two cleaners enter room Nerf 4 to remove evidence, Zoe incapacitates them and flees. Zoe manages to save Ben before both kill the game master and escape. Ben and Zoe are treated for injuries, but all the evidence at the escape room facility is erased by the time Zoe arrives with investigators. 6 months later, Zoe convinces Ben to join her on a flight to the Minos Escape Room HQ in New York after she pinpoints their geographic coordinates from their logo. Unbeknownst to them, the game's architect is already one step ahead and planning to trap Zoe and Ben into another game by turning their flight into a simulated escape with a 4% chance at survival. The movie ends here. Thanks for watching.